Is it okay to open another Etsy account if your Etsy account has been suspended? Hey everybody, my name is Marcella Dominguez. I'm a business lawyer helping you with your online store and your offline store too. In today's video, we are going to cover whether or not you can open another Etsy account after your account has been suspended. So let's say that you opened up an Etsy account, you thought you were doing everything by the rules, by the book, but it turns out that you weren't because Etsy might have given you a number of warnings and then suspended your account. You tried to fight, you tried to send emails, you tried to appeal Etsy's decision, but all of your efforts have been unsuccessful because, as we know, intellectual property violations, amongst other Etsy violations, can land you in hot water and have permanent negative effects on your account, meaning you'll never be able to sell on the Etsy platform again. Perhaps you've read through the terms and conditions, you've scoured the internet for lots of other threads on any information you can get your hands on regarding whether or not you can open another account safely without that second account getting suspended. Now, it's a really tough pill to swallow when your account has become deactivated or permanently suspended by Etsy. Lots of business owners that I have spoken to are basically in a tailspin. It's unbelievable, and it seems unimaginable that Etsy could be so unforgiving. Unfortunately, that is the case for many of you watching this video, and you want to know whether opening another account is okay. So if you are a seasoned Etsy seller, then you know it is possible to have more than one Etsy account where you sell different products. You could have one account that is dedicated, for example, to selling kids items, kids toys. You could then have another store that is dedicated to selling jewelry. You could even have a third account that is selling home accessories made out of carved wood, for example. You can have any niche store on Etsy so long as you are following their handmade rules. And if you want to know more about what Etsy's rules are, make sure to catch that Etsy video right there where I go into more detail about what their terms and conditions say. But for purposes of this video, you want to know if you can open a second account because the first one is no longer running, it is deactivated, it seems like it is permanently suspended, and Etsy has done this unforgivable thing to you, and you want to know if opening a second account will prove successful or if it'll land you in hot water. Now, Etsy does have the capability of tracking your IP address, as do most other selling platforms. So this isn't a new concept and it's nothing novel. You should be aware of this. Why? Well, because if you decided to open another account, Etsy will be able to track your IP address. Chances are, if you're opening the IP address from the same computer, from the same location where the first one was opened and where you were using the first one, then chances are that the bots will be able to detect that this second account you have opened is tied to the same IP address as the first account that is now permanently suspended. Etsy wags a virtual finger at this type of behavior and will also deactivate that second account if it is tied to the IP address of the first account that became permanently suspended. So if you were to open a second account, it could not be tied to the same IP address as you were using for the first account that got suspended. So let's say you were actually able to get a brand new IP address. Is it then okay to open another Etsy account? Well, chances are you still have the same business name, you still have the same business address as the first account. So chances are you didn't create a whole new LLC with a whole new business address for the sake of opening this Etsy account. So let's say the name of your first business was XYZ and the second account you open is also named XYZ. Etsy will be able to see that you were once using XYZ, and the bot might ask itself, this could potentially be a red flag that XYZ business looks to be the same one as the first one that was used over here that's now permanently suspended. Once Etsy's bots do a little bit more examining, or even some of Etsy's employees do a little bit more of a thorough search, they will be able to see that the business address also matches your previous address, and they will say, we already told you that you're not able to open a second account, and so we're going to deactivate this one too. So let's say you changed IP addresses and you also changed your business name and you have a new business address. Then what? Would you be able to open a second Etsy account successfully? Well, chances are that you still have the same bank account that was tied to the first Etsy account where your funds funds are deposited once you make a sale. So Etsy will be able to detect that this bank account matches this bank account. Now Etsy's probably going to wag their virtual finger once again and tell you that is not acceptable. In that situation, what do? Let's say you've decided to change not just your IP address, but your business name, your business address, and also obtain a brand new bank account. Then what? Will it be successful? Well, my business friends, if any of you have tried changing every single one of those pieces of information, then tell us in the comments below whether it has worked for you. If you are able to circumvent identification because you have made it so completely different than the first account, then there is a possibility that your account could remain steady and stable and alive. If none of the information matches that of the first account, then I don't see how any bot or any person could tie it to the first account, because really you have created an entirely different entity. So will it be successful on Etsy? Big question mark. It is a huge risk because you are continuing to put all of your eggs in Etsy's basket. But for some of you, it may be worth it. So tell me in the comments below and let others know whether this has worked for you. But if you're somebody who really wants your old account back, then make sure to scroll down into the description, contact me. It's always free to do so. I want to help you get your Etsy account reinstated rather than having to go through so many hoops and hurdles to get a new account and risk that one becoming deactivated as well.
Our law firm is dedicated to producing happy clients, and you watching this are no exception. We look forward to hearing from you. It's always free to contact us. Scroll down into the description for more information, and don't forget to catch this video here.